All right, it looks like I'm live. So let me go over to YouTube so I can see things the way you guys see things. Just take a minute to get over there. So I was kind of low-key working on cutting these out while Rosemary was on. We don't need to hear it twice. Let me put myself on live chat. Hey, Made by Pam, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. We're harvesting from the harvest. I have piles and piles of stuff that I have harvested from magazines. Enough to fill a pretty big box. And what I used to do was after the live, when I harvested the magazines, I would sit and watch a movie or a show, and I would process, cut out, fussy cut out the things I wanted, fussy cut out, and square cut the magazine images, that I wanted, and cut down the words to their usable size. Well, I haven't done that in quite a while. So I've just been piling it all in various places. And then as I, okay, I need a separate pile for fall stuff. So we'll do that over there. I just put it all in one box. Hey, Tina, how you doing? I've seen this in a couple of different magazines. I don't know, because the apple's there between its legs. It feels kind of weird and vulnerable to me. But I think I almost want to cut out the turkey and put a head on it, like a person head. So I think I'm just going to cut off the top of the magazine here. I'm going to cut it down to mostly just the turkey in a square. And then I'll put it in my fall / Thanksgiving one container. And I don't want to cut any of it off, though. And I'll fussy cut it out then. That way, if I decide I just want to use the turkey picture for Thanksgiving, it's still an option. Yeah, I can see it all fussy cut out with a little head on it. Hey, Janice, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. So we're gonna just cut this down to a square of just the gourds. Hope everybody's having a good week. We're winding down for the week. It's Thursday. Tomorrow will be Friday. Mr. Bean's head would be good. Oops, hold on. I didn't hold it down quite very good. And I think that's crooked, actually. So there we go. That'll be fun in a fall journal, right? And over here, we've got a great big eyeball. Probably not for the serial killer journal. We'll probably use that in the creepy collage. I'm not a super big fan of those movies, but that does sound funny. But I do know who Mr. Bean is. Eyeball. So yeah, I was working a little bit on this during Rosemary's. I also worked on some journals today. They're almost ready to mail out. I just have to put some goodies with them. I think this is for my personal journal because someday I want to have a garden. So we were going to cut out vegetable pictures for spring and summer glue booking, I think is what the plan was here. I don't necessarily think I need pictures of legumes, but we'll definitely take the tomato here. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great end to your week. You know, we're almost there. And the grandkids were safely transported home this evening. So, and they were starting to get, starting to rag on each other and stuff. They were really good yesterday. They were really good for most of today, honestly. But Buggy does a thing where if he doesn't like the way what someone's doing or what they're watching or whatever, he'll hide the remote control, or he'll take the batteries out of it and hide the batteries. And that's, so they were snipping at each other, and Buggy attempted to hijack the remote control. And they were just starting to, get on each other's nerves. So away they went off to home. They'll be back soon. I think I just want this one cucumber in the picture. We'll do it right there. You need coffee? Okay. Hey, Christine. I got your package today. Let me grab it. So it came today. Let me move this out of the way. Put it in a safe place. Okay. So I got dirty pokey stuff. I've already pawed my way through some of it. I like this. This is really cool. And I definitely think that I'd like to put that in the serial killer journal. So she sent me some broken jewelry and stuff like that. Some really gaudy pieces that'll be fun. Some bigger stuff, some pendants, and there's a little butterfly here. A bunch of earrings. And, some of it's very 80s. I love it. You get some little beaded earrings here. This has a bunch of big pieces that are fun. So I think we'll get a lot of fun stuff out of here. I think that's a necklace yeah, I think that's a necklace right there. These pieces, there's like 2 or 3 of them in there. But yeah, I think this could be totally fun. There's some little bits of chain. I got a whole bag of like beads and, like the letters you can use to make names and stuff. There's some red beads and it looks like a maple leaf in there. Here's some silver stuff. Silver colored stuff. So I think we can have a lot of fun. Ooh, big chain. Oh, we got one that says the circle with love in it. So lots of little fun stuffs. There's a bit of probably a necklace, I want to say. Maybe a bracelet. Who knows? Oh, yeah, maybe a bracelet right here. But we could definitely use that. Then there's this thing. Let me see if I can. I opened it up. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but there's like a mirror inside. So yeah, so much fun stuff. We're gonna definitely. So that showed up today. They sent Buggy out to get the mail. I think Mike sent Buggy out to get the mail. Oops. And my little card with my handwritten note on it. They'll go with all my other handwritten notes. Thank you. They sent Buggy out to get the mail. And he comes in and he says, Miss Amy, you have a package, and I wasn't expecting anything. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll get it cleaned up, and we're going to have good serial killer fun with it. Thank you so much for contributing to the serial killer journal. So yeah. So Mike turns, and I'm holding the box, and he says to Buggy, you're not supposed to give her the mail. I'm like, well, it's for me. He gave the rest to Els. Well, he's not supposed to give it to her either. I don't know what was in his brain. Like, difference does it make who gets the mail? Everybody looks at all of it anyway. So it was just weird. I'm like, whatever. People are weird sometimes. Maybe he's expecting something. So these are the summer squashes I don't like. Too juicy. Goes back to the whole squishy foods. Mostly it's bread, but it's some other things. I just don't like the mouthfeel of it. The taste of it is fine. It's the way it feels in my mouth that I don't like. Some kind of peppers, I think. Maybe it's I don't know. Anyway, these are like supposed to be easy to grow vegetables. There was an article in one of the magazines I harvested. So I thought that the images might be fun for the spring and summer journals. Glue bookies. We're always looking for different kinds of stuff to use, and so we don't just have the same boring things. Oh no, Janie. Well, hopefully you can have a little break with us, and the anger from being stuck out on the road might melt some of that ice. You're safe and hopefully reasonably warm, and we're glad to have you visit with us. Maybe we can distract you for just a little bit. Okay, so I don't know if I want that. Maybe the head of lettuce. Yeah, let's do it. We want you to be safe and warm. I know you'd probably rather be home or at least moving. But you don't want to have an accident. Icy accidents are no bueno. I love asparagus. Sandy got some for herself at the grocery store because she's got a pacemaker, so she has to be good to her heart. And she's trying to. She is such a sweet person. She loves sugar and candy, and she had put on a little bit of weight, and her doctor was concerned. So she's been trying to eat healthier because Els and Mike don't do a lot. Mike would prefer not to eat vegetables at all. He'll eat them if they're on the, part of dinner, but he doesn't care about vegetables at all. Possible exception being potatoes. And Els only likes a very few vegetables. So Oh. And then she's allergic to some other things. So it narrows down. So Sandy just has to get extra stuff to make sure she's getting all the things she needs for good heart health. But that could be fun in a collage. Hey, Roseanne, how you doing? Oh, I'm sorry, Janie. Better safe than sorry, though. You do not want to have an accident in that big old truck. Okay, butternut squash. We all know how I feel about butternut squash. This picture's a little overblown, but we all know what a butternut squash looks like. This is making me want to eat vegetables. All right, let's see about cutting this out. Anybody doing any crafting? Obviously, Janie is not in her truck. Is anybody working on anything? Anybody making one of Rosemary's Route 66 journals? Those look like a lot of fun. She had some fun covers this time that she made. I've never done encaustic, but it doesn't look too terribly difficult. You just need a little bit of equipment to do it. I may give it a try at some point. Probably not while I live here, though. I don't think they'll let me have that in my bedroom. So, I'll put it on my bucket list of crafty things. Aw, 8-pound baby girl. Well, congratulations. Tina, you're harvesting too? Woohoo! Not even half loaded. Wow. Congratulations, hon. That is awesome. Okay, so we're just going to cut this down a little bit. Lemon sorbet. That is the straight edge, so let's work from there. I'm going to cut it out square for now, but the potential is there for this to get fussy cut out and used as just a cup, you know, with some stuff in it. We may have to cut off a little bit of the handle there because that's a raw edge. I think this might be a little bit crooked. But I'm going to let it go. Okay. I was keeping this one for the recipe. The recipe for this is on the other side. Goes in my recipe thing. Okay, so I had wanted to fussy cut this out, but I do want a straight edge on the bottom because that's probably going to go on the bottom edge of a piece of paper. We could take Conehead's Rescue the Planet as something for like a funny, silly collage. Hey, Leslie. I thought you went off to bed, girl. You fell asleep during Roseberry. Oh. Well, you probably need the rest. Welcoming a new grandbaby into the world is a big thing. You're probably not quite as tired as the mama, but it can be an exhausting thing. All the excitement and the waiting. And sometimes a little bit of fear because you never know how things are going to turn out. But I am so happy for you. That is awesome. So we're just cutting out the ice cream cone here. We're harvesting from old harvests. We're really processing what we've harvested previously. That's what I call it. You know, we tear out all the things and we're like, ooh, I'd like this and I'd like that and I'd like this and I'd like that. And then it comes down to cutting it all out, whether it's fussy cut or square cut or some other kind of cut, or you decide, I really don't want this piece, and you chuck it. There's an ice cream cone. Yay. Got some clouds here. And I like this. What if you just felt really, really good? I'm going to use that in a personal journal. So first let's cut the sky off here. I like pictures of clouds. I do. So we're going to keep that. We'll use it somewhere. And then we'll just cut these words out. Oops, we got a little hitch there. That's okay. We can fix it later. Okay. Yeah. There's something we won't see anytime soon. Eggs for $1.50. It's an old magazine picture. Some of these were from the 80s. Some more for the early 2000s. There we go. I just thought this was cute. I don't know why, but I had to have it. A dresser shaped like a carrot. How could you not? When we get down to their little feeties, I'll use the smaller pair of scissors. But I think I can get most of it with this big pair. A bigger pair. I did a tiny, not even a whole chapter worth of reading today. Alice took the grandkids out. Her and Sasha did. They went out to the Hobby Snobby. I'm guessing Alice is looking for something for one of her projects. And then they hit a few thrift stores while they were out. But I got to show you the thing she found for me. I'm pretty sure it's the coloring equivalent of a diamond painting. So it'll either be relaxing and something to do, like when I can't sleep, or it's an insidious gift designed to drive me crazy. Wait till you see it. Let me finish this carrot. Yeah, it's a carrot dresser. I bet you it cost $1 bajillion. But it's so cute. I don't know what kind of people can afford these things. Or maybe it's like a toy thing, you know, for putting toys in. And activity stuffs. Okay, I'm just going to cut this across here. And then I'm going to break out the smaller set of scissors for this part. I'm not looking at the chat at this very moment, so give me a minute to wrap up this whole carrot fiasco. And then I'll have a look at the chat. All right. They're even their little socky feet. Okay. Apparently I can't fussy cut really small and talk at the same time. All right, there we go. But let's also, she looks like she's got a little pointy toe now. So let's round that up just a little bit. There we go. Ta-da! Okay. You're watching us. How? I know, not terribly exciting, but it's a thing that I need to do. And that's what some of the lives are about, right? Just us spending time together chitty-chatting, where we don't do anything spectacular, but we at least get in a little conversation and I like raspberries. Blueberries I'm kind of mixed about, because often they're squishy, I found, at least from the grocery store. I'm sure they're not if you are picking them out of your own garden, because you choose when to pick that. Okay, so we've got Imagine here. So we're just gonna, I suppose we'll go the curvy G thing. And then we'll go back to like that. Oops. There we go. There we go. That is a big word. Oh, hold on. I gotta get my back scratcher. I got a spot right in the middle of my back. Oh, just snuck up on me. You ever just be sitting somewhere and all of a sudden, one tiny spot on you itches like nobody's business. Okay, I feel better now. Sorry about that. Clean off. Oh. Okay. I think we wanted the word fabulous here. I think that's where we're at with this. Fabulous. Okay. Gonna get a drink of my tea here. The Spanish portion of tonight's stream over at Rosemary's was very funny. There's a if you didn't watch it and you're not unsure on whether you should watch the replay, it's probably worth it. I didn't see all of it because I was in and out again. However, parts I saw, hysterical. So that's the big lemon sherbet sorbet kind of thing. And that's the smaller version. I probably will take the ampersand too, and I'll leave it attached because ampersands have a tendency to get lost in the word bucket. I think that we cut the lips out before, so I think that may be what we go with here. I don't know that I want the whole thing, so we're just maybe. Do we want the lady on the couch just because? Let's try not to cut her fingertips off. Just got a little tiny bit of them. Later on, we might just cut her out and lay her down somewhere on some other collage. But for now, we'll take the rectangle. Right? And welcome, Brenda. I took French and then I tried German, and I do not have a gift for languages. But that was slightly inappropriate, but very funny. And I learned some new words. And then we couldn't decide if the dingo ate the baby or the gringo ate the baby. Anyway, it was funny. A good time was had by probably everybody. Can't speak for everybody, but I think most people. Lips. Probably had a good time. And there was a math lesson. So, for sewing in signatures. So I just think I want to cut this out as a square thing. She's got very long legs, and that is a super short. Maybe it's shorts and not a skirt, but it looks a little bit like her underpants are showing. Who wants their underpants showing? Well, I guess some people do. You know, it's a thing. You see it on the street all the time. That's how I knew I was old. When I was younger, my mom wanted to cut everybody's hair and push their bangs out of their face. Now I'm old and I want to put a belt on everybody and pull their pants up. I'm like, well, I guess you just reach an age where you don't see something as fashion. You see it as an issue that needs to be corrected now. I think one of the prompts for that scavenger hunt is shadow. So I'm going to put this aside because okay, I don't want that. It's just a necklace and I don't like it. Yeah, she was mathing a signature thing. And so she's wearing big thick socks with this little strappy shoe. The socks are killing me. She has very toned legs, though. It's a wedge, and it's got a huge wedge on it. Those are like winter socks. She has very muscly legs, though. Do you feel like everybody has a big comfy sweatshirt? I used to. It was pink and it had a peace sign on it. I love that sweatshirt. It got all holey and I had to get rid of it. And it was from the 80s, so it was long. I probably had it for about 15 or 16 years. I probably should have waited to fussy cut her out until I was ready to use her. Too late now. We're right in the middle of it. Okay, I'm going to leave that area to do with the smaller scissors. On the phone, I can't see. I gotta move her hand out of the way. I can't see. So yeah, she had 4 signatures instead of 3. Odd numbers are definitely easier to work out how to get them centered with a room on either side of the signature so that they're not like just flush against each other. And people actually did the math, and then she just made marks on a paper, and it came out pretty good for just eyeballing it. I'm not good at that kind of math, but Els is excellent at that kind of math. That's the kind of thing I'd be like, I need help. But she had all of the people in the box to help, and Susan too, who's pretty good at math. She has all that shipping stuff with her job. Okay. So there it is. Ta-da. I think that'll look, in the right collage, that'll be awesome. Carla! You don't math. I don't math either. I can math. I just don't want to. I find it frustrating. It's not something that brings me joy. We have one that says that girl. Whatever that means. I thought we were having, we're supposed to be having nachos for dinner. I'm guessing that's not happening. Because it's late now. I'll be eating a sandwich. Which is not a bad thing. Because apparently while they were out, they went to the grocery store. Because we have eaten our way through. I had a lot of sandwiches this week. That's all I'm saying. And a tea. Yay, tea. You had Jimmy John's again. What kind of sandwich did you have? Do tell. Ooh, lasagna. Nice. That's okay. No worries. You're here when you're meant to be here. Nobody is ever late. That guy's wearing a kilt, and he is made of awesome. Because it's a leather kilt. And he's wearing, like, galoshes. I love it. Next to his magnificent mannequin. I don't know what we're putting this in, but we're definitely using it. I am going to cut the rest of that dress rack off, though. And along with it, those words, I think. And a little bit of his elbow. Sorry, dude. Ham and bean soup because it snowed today. Ooh, Tina. It's cold where you are. A salami. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's one of my favorites. When my oldest daughter was in kindergarten, there was a little girl that was scolded for climbing up on a jumbo. Shouldn't be showing her. Apparently, you can show your underwear to everybody. Come on, we've all had a little girl or, one of our own daughters or a neighbor's daughter who had the days of the week underpants and or some, Disney shenanigans underwears that they just had to show the world. So dress would be up over her head. Look at my underpants. I have Ariel. Oh my God. And always at the most inappropriate moment. When the pastor's there or the, Yeah, I love the galoshes are killing me. I don't think there's enough. I'm just going to cut the edges off this. I don't think there's enough contrast on this to do a jelly print with it. But I think I just want to do a book of women, like pictures I like that are pictures of peoples. It doesn't have to be women. I mean, it could just be people that are, for whatever reason, they're fun. We're going to cut that right there. All right. I don't want that one. Or maybe I do. We're going to have to cut that down some, though. We'll cut it down to 8 by like maybe 10-ish. 10. We can always cut it smaller later, but that'll make it easier to store. She's just sitting in a puddle of fabric. If that's a dress, I am confused about life. Okay, here's some stuff. Oh my God. A minute later, she was climbing minus her underwear. They were in her pockets, and well, you can't fault her logic. That is too funny. Well, you really, I mean, she did exactly. Nobody saw her underpants. That's awesome. We get the letter P. Oops, the little bit of the flame goes above the rim of the holder. I'm going to use this in my personal journal. There we go. And then I'm going to cut this out square, but we're probably going to wind up fussy cutting it. Yeah, I made my kids wear shorts under their skirts. That way they didn't have to worry about it, you know? And, you know, in case they got the urge to show off their underpants to other people. That'll work at it a little bit. Nobody wants to see that you're wearing your Tuesday underpants on Wednesday. Come on now. All right. I feel like she's giving the death glare to somebody off camera. I'm digging it. Carla doesn't, Carla's not a spoiler. She's good about that sort of thing. They were taunted. I see London. I see France. I see someone's underpants. And your whole childhood comes rushing back to you. Do, 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 do. We'll probably have to cover up that when we use the picture, because I don't think I can cut it out without cutting off part of her face. And we don't want to do that. Okay, so we've got just people in various scenes looking happy. Ooh, I just cut that lady's face off. So we won't be using that picture. Oopsie doodle. Ooh, this is the bee. We'll have to look at the time and see how long we've been on. I've been up since pretty early, although I spent almost no time outside of my room today, except to go to the garage and the bathroom. Because grandkids, you know. Except for late this afternoon when they were probably hungry. When they kind of were starting to snip at each other. It was a good visit. They were very good. They were pretty quiet. They did really good at keeping themselves occupied and not arguing with each other. I've been on for about 45 minutes. Well, we got a little bit of time to cover then. It wasn't your daughter, but a girl in her class. Yeah. I play some songs as daily affirmations at the 4-letter word. Nice. I've never watched that show, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. That's awesome. It's made of awesome. It's good when you can share and have people to talk to, about the things you enjoy. Let's try not to cut that lady's head off this time. There we go. And if we wanted to, we could even make that into 2 different pictures later on, depending on what kind of space we need to fill. Because that could go for our winter journal, just people dressed up for winter stuff. And if any image captures kind of society at present, I think it's the selfie. Somebody taking a picture of themselves. A picture of a picture, Okay. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut these out square around here and use them. Well, I guess if I cut that out square, then I can cut maybe the small ones with the scissors. I think that's the thing we'll shoot for. I just think these will be fun in collages. So let's get those cut down so they're more manageable with the scissors. The Grand Tour. Uh-oh. I think I dumped it. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's make it happen. It makes me think of Clue, the Grand Tour. It's the movie Clue. Let's cut these down this side. Okay. So, and away we go. Because this is lots of tiny little people pictures. Tiny pictures with people. Something like that. Something along those lines. So I was reading that book today, like I said, for just a little bit. And I've read it before. But I didn't remember it. And it's part of a series, a 4-book series. So I'll have to work on getting the next book in the series soon. That's probably why it was still in my to be read pile. So I'm just going to cut. So this one where it overlaps here, I'm going to leave that off. I'm just going to cut here so you have just the 2 ladies. Because they're dressed up in some costumes there. But we won't need the bottom of that now. I'm getting getting a little more confident about cutting with the scissors. Just takes practice, I guess. Rosemary gets out those big scissors and I get a little scared. She just, I don't know how she fussy cuts with them. They're so huge. That's what I don't. That's a nice one. She almost looks like a princess, huh? And there's another. I think that dress has tigers on it. Yeah. Well, obviously, I read the thing, and you know, a lot of the vampire teenagey kind of stuff, because it is a YA novel. I have similar plot lines, so I didn't think anything of it when it sounded very familiar. But I'm a couple chapters in now. I'm like, I've read this, and I enjoyed it. But I'd like to read the rest of the series, and I would have had to gone back and read the first one to enjoy. You know, I would have forgotten enough that it reminds me a little bit of the school from the Wednesday series. It's for vampires and, you know, stuff like that. I think it's mostly for vampires. So I'm actually going to cut this crooked. We're going to cut that crooked. And then we'll have to figure out what we want to do about. Maybe we won't use that picture, but we'll keep it for now. I do like this one of just the blouse or dress on a dress form. And I think I don't want that picture. Okay. Maybe. It could be. Or she's just really used to using them. Brenda, you'd be dangerous if rushing your sisters. You loathe Michael Bolton. Your sister's the kiss of death for a musician. That's no good. All right, so we have a W here. I'm going to cut out the W. W for wonderful or wicked. Or wow. Okay. So let's put these into the pile. I'm not a super huge fan of Michael Bolton. I never have been. It just doesn't interest me, you know. It's a thing. I think I want the phrase portraits of resilience. So let me pull that off there so it doesn't get caught. I think I like that phrase. I might use it in a, oh boy, in a personal journal. All right. Let's just cut that little bit off. There we go. Okay, and then I think I want this one, voices. That'll be for probably creepy collage, you know? Like the voices in my head told me to do it. Okay, 3 of the 4 voices in my head told me to do it. The other voice told me I'm an idiot. Sometimes I'm not very nice to myself. Okay, so let's throw that extras in the trash. Oh, that's not going to work. He's saying supercalifragilistic, just him, me, and the feet. Oh. 2,700 times. I used to love that movie. I was never a super huge fan of The Sound of Music, but I lived with a friend for a while who loved the sound. We watched it like every 6 months. I don't hate it either. It just isn't, you know. Okay. Okay. Then do it again. Their letters are very far apart, so we could also turn, you know, use these for ransom letters if we wanted to. I think we definitely need to do something with ransom letters in the serial killer book. I do. I think that could be a thing. I think this is probably a little bigger than I need it to be. Let's cut that down some. Okay. That's probably for eyes and lips, so we'll put that into the people thing. You know what? I took this shoe, but I don't really like it. So I think I'm going to let it go. Yes, that was John Waters. You are correct. I'm going to cut this down a little bit, but I think we want to leave her. I may fussy cut her out at some point, but we may use her just as she is, like in a square image like this. I don't know. I want to leave it open as an option. But probably she'll get cut out. I don't want to do it now, though, because I think the arms will get damaged. Or torn off, and then we won't be able to use the image. Trying to keep her dress in there as much as possible. All right, so there's that. I was going to cut these out, but I think I'm going to, for now, just trim the picture down. Because if I cut this out, this loopy part is going to get bent and torn probably. So when I'm ready to use it, we will, I'll put it in the fussy cut bin, even though it's not fussy cut, so that I know that that's what I wanted to use it for. It's because of the shape of the heel, I kind of thought it would be fun in a collage. Yeah, almost. That magazine is from before the whole Wednesday thing, though. Extraordinarily good. Wonderful. Now, I'm not going to cut out the inside of the handle right now. I'll save that for when I'm ready to use it. foamy, creamy stuff on the coffee or tea. Yay. It's a cappuccino thing. One of those mixed drinks, I think. And that's just a bit for collage fodder. I think I want that for scraps away, actually. Okay. It's a very dramatic dress. I think we were going to fussy cut her out. So I'm going to cut her down closer to, and then I will fussy cut her out when I'm ready to use her, because her arm this way, again, it'll get ripped. This is why some things never get processed, because they don't want them to get ruined in the bin. So we'll just stop that from happening. Fingers. We don't want to cut her fingers off by cutting the image down and saving it. Okay, so I think we just wanted to kind of rip around this. Also, I do want the word shadow dancing. All right. But we're just going to tear around this in a general way to use it as collage fodder. There we go. That'll be fun as collage fodder, because it's just shapes and colors. Would be Dick Van Dyke was the gnome. I love Dick Van Dyke. He's still performing at 97. Dang. He always was. He was always an active person, though, you know. I love Dick Van Dyke. I think he's an awesome person and a good actor. All right, we got collage fodder, and then this was going to be for ransom letters. So oops, we kind of made that curvy. Okay, there's a letter. There's a letter. Okay, so we either have to, we're going to have to let that I go on this one if we want the V. So we'll let the I go. We'll get some nice letters. Okay, so that's just a piece for the collage fodder bucket. You can also use the words on top for ransom note letters. Yeah. Okay, so there's some alphabet-y stuff. Another piece of collage fodder. Okay. We're just doing, you know, that's for eyes and lips for creepy collaging. I know we're probably going to fussy cut her out for, she could make a paper doll too, maybe. Or we could do, I have probably a fairly large collection of people that are tall from these magazines. We might be able to do mix and match bodies, you know. Start like cutting them in thirds, and it could be a thing. Okay, I know we're going to wind up fussy cutting him out too, probably. Oops. Okay, what do we got here? Collage fodder for the pink stuff. And then this is for ransom letters. There we go. We're probably going to need to wrap this up soon for tonight, though. I always imagine getting more done than I do, but we did actually get quite a bit done. I am saving this for creepy collage. We will probably fussy cut that out, but come on, how could I not keep that? But I want to keep it intact as it is. I don't want that one. Okay, that's a quote that goes for words. I just think that looks kind of haunted, creepy, you know. Maybe like a whole purgatory kind of thing, you know. I don't know. Could just be me. I'm just cutting it down a little bit smaller. All right. Yeah, that could be an idea, right? Right? That could be a thing to do. The 1/3 cut flip book where you can like the little kid ones where you can make the clown head with the business body and the mailman middle sort of thing. Here, that's where I want to be. Okay. So we've been on for about an hour. That's good for a Thursday night. You guys are heading into Friday. I know you're tired. So we're going to stop there for tonight. Just for perspective, hold on. This isn't even all the stuff. This is just the stuff I piled up. So it's a box lid. I'm going to regret doing this probably. So you can see the depth of the box. And it's piled over the top with collage stuff that needs to be processed. We could do this once a week for a whole year. And probably not get through it all. So let's see what I think this is one of the bigger ones. I'm just looking for the biggest things to put in the back so that I won't be dropping small things everywhere. Now, like this one, I'll probably wind up fussy cutting out the pancakes. But I cut them as a square now, just, in case. But what I'll do now is I'll sort these into their various piles and put them away so they won't go back into the bin. And I know at least part of that box does have some already processed stuff in it that got set back in there. So at some point, we'll be able to pull some of that out too. But we did a pretty good amount today. Not too shabby. It'll be fun to use. So yes, I do like the idea of a 1/3 cut. So I did decide on a size so I can make all the pictures that we cut out the same size for better flipping. Good night, Roseanne. So however you guys are spending your days and nights, happy Shamrock Shake Day, right? Everybody get you a Shamrock Shake if you like that sort of thing. However you guys are spending your days and nights, I hope it brings you great joy and happiness. Each and every one of you absolutely deserve it. Until I see you in one of my lives or in a live somewhere else, or in a box somewhere, I wish you the happiest of crafting. I will be on at 5 o'clock tomorrow, my time. That's 6, 7, and 8 across the country. I hope to see you there if you don't have other plans. Otherwise, have a fantastic weekend. Bye, 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 bye. Good night, Janice and Carla and Christine and Roseanne and Pam and Betty and Susan if they're not asleep, or even if they are. Good night, Brenda. And I think that's everybody. And good night, lurkers. And Tina, good night. That is the end. See you guys later. Wear green. There are childlike jerks out there. That's true. Wear your green tomorrow. Bye. The end.